Hi there, Derek Hagan here. I'm a financial therapist, financial planner, and life coach specializing in meaning in life, mindfulness, and resilience here with another meaningful money memo. Let's get to it. Let's talk about resilience, and specifically, let's talk about how we choose to interpret the things that happen to us. There's an old statement from Epictetus and many of the Stoic philosophers that say that we humans, we do not react to the things that happen to us, but rather we react to our interpretations of things. So let's look into that for a little bit. So we've got, unexpected things happen. There's surprises. There's good surprises, and there's bad surprises. And there's also bad things that happen. And guess what? Life happens. There's going to be bad things that happen. But that's kind of just the human condition because things happen. So the fact that unexpected things happen, bad things happen, that's just because life happens. If we pretend that that's not supposed to be the case, if we wish for a life full of no problems, we will then interpret the things that happen to us in a negative light because I felt entitled to a life without problems to solve. It's taking the mindset that I deserve a life without struggle, without setbacks, instead of life being a never-ending series of problems to solve. Choose your problems wisely. Don't waste your struggle. So bad things happen. How do you choose to respond to them? Well, here's how it feels things happen. It feels like something happens and that leads to our reaction. Something happened, and this could be emotional. Something happened and I got angry or mad. Something happened and I got sad. Or it could be behavioral. Something happened and I raised my voice. Something happened and I punched a wall. But that's not really the case. Here's one quick example. Two people could go into the grocery store and experience long lines. That's the event. One person could be completely irate and say, I just can't handle this. I'm angry at the grocery store. They should have more clerks. I'm angry at these other customers because they're wasting up all the time here in line, chatting up the customer. The other person says, well, I didn't even notice there was a line because this is just how grocery stores work. Two different people, same event, two different reactions. But that's because it's not the event. It's the interpretation of the event. If I interpret people getting in my way, I'm going to have a reaction that's negative. If I interpret this as this is just how it happens, then I'm going to either interpret it negative or positively or neutrally. And I have a choice of when I'm working with people, for example, how do I default my interpretation? Right? So I could assume positive intent. One way to view this is to assume positive intent. So I'm driving my car, and we know we're going to lose the left lane, say, and somebody comes speeding in and tries to cut in front of me. A positive interpretation of this is, well, maybe they didn't know that the lane ended. Maybe they're from out of town. Maybe they have a sick child in their car and they need to hurry up and get to the hospital. Or they were home with a sick kid and they're late for an interview. Who knows? That's harder to do because the opposite is to assume negative intent, to assume ill will, which is to say, this guy's being a jerk. I'm not going to let him in. Now, whatever we decide, we're probably wrong. We don't know the actual reasons people do what they do. But our choice of how we interpret the situation will impact our well-being. So even if we're wrong, which we're going to be wrong, if I view this in a positive light, I'm going to be happier as a result. So what we can do is we can become more aware of these interpretations. If I can pause and recognize what interpretation I'm using, maybe choose a better interpretation, I can ask, is this helpful or not? Is this a helpful belief? Is this going to help me in this situation? And then I can choose an appropriate response. I turn my reaction into a response. You get one life. Live intentionally. Greetings, Derek again. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to learn more, please head to meaning.blog, and there you can learn about all things related to money and mindset and purpose and meaning. And you'll be able to find out how we might be able to work together. You'll find more articles. You'll find links to videos. You'll find online courses, all kinds of things to get you going on your journey towards living more intentionally.